So while this text applies particularly to church shepherds, all of us should be saying, well, what about me? And say, well, I'm nobody. I have no authority delegated to me from God in any realm whatsoever. What about me? Well, then you should be thinking, how do I respond to shepherds? Because while I'm not going to get there, if you keep reading in 1 Peter chapter 5, Peter gets there, right? Does that make sense? So there is something here for all of us. But please do also remember and realize that we're thinking, what does the Bible teach about church leaders? I'm not getting into this job, into this role in authority because of what I get out of it. I'm getting into this because of what I can put into people. Not as a taker, but I'm eager. I want to serve. I want to love. I want to help. There's an eagerness not to take, but an eagerness to serve, an eagerness to give. Remember, you just think about the Ten Commandments. You know, that's why one of the Ten Commandments, all the Ten Commandments are rooted in the character of God, right? Right? All of them. You could take any of them, but why is it you shall not steal? Why is that commandment there? Because God is not a taker, He's a giver. Right? That's the character of God. And that's God, that's how He exercises authority, and anyone who has derived authority, delegated authority from God, should operate the same way. What not, what can I get out of this? I can remember, I can remember my dad saying once we got the dog, he realized he was number 6 in our house. I have a brother and a sister, so... And he said that to be funny. But I have thought about that is what shepherd leaders do. I'm below the dog or the cat or whoever. I serve. I love them. It's about them. It's not about me. Right? Listen, he's got real quiet in here. I realize that's tough stuff. God is able to make you a shepherd, husbands. He's able. He can do it. Parents, He's able. Moms, He's able. So don't just hear this as, that's just overwhelming. That's like an unattainable, discouraging, despairing, hopeless kind of standard you're setting. No, not in Christ. It's really not. Finally, not to get your way, but to set an example. Like that's the last one in verse 3, right? Not domineering over those in your charge, but being examples to the flock. So one of the things that people try to get out of leadership, they're control freaks. I want everything, moms and dads and husbands. And so what I'm going to get is I'm going to get order and control. I'm going to get again, day 3, you're done. It just won't work. God does not grant anybody authority so that the authority get their way. It's so that those entrusted to your charge get the help and the blessing of your example and your leadership. That's why God's made you a leader in whatever sphere you're a leader, if you're a leader, not to get your way. You know this phrase, not lording it, not domineering. I'm thinking Old King James there. Not domineering over those in your charge, not lording it over. Maybe some of you are like me and you remember that translation. It's the phrase, remember Jesus, like for example in Matthew chapter 20, He said, now you're not, He told the disciples, because you remember the disciples had trouble with this just like we do. Like, don't think, Peter, he's so far ahead of us. No, he really wasn't. I mean, you remember James and John? Jesus, can we sit one on your right hand, one on your left? And Jesus had to teach them because they thought they were going to be the big shots in the kingdom that get their way and get perks and parking spaces and, this stuff. And you remember Jesus said, now you're not supposed to be like the Gentiles the way that they exercise authority is by lording it over those in their charge. That's same word found here. In other words, Peter heard Jesus say, Peter, don't do this. And now Peter's saying, hey guys, don't do that.